Today we're talking about how to choose the best walking shoes for seniors. Imagine this. You decide your walking regimen has been not so great and you want to get out and walk again. You pull out your shoes from your closet and you realize, oh my gosh, these are the same shoes from my jazzercise days. Or maybe you had a pair, maybe you bought them on sale, and they're just a few years old and they're just not that comfortable. Let me tell you, there have been major developments in footwear comfort in the last 20 years. The main reason for that is athletic companies have been pouring money into research and development, basically all competing with each other to try to come up with the most comfortable shoes for walking and running. And guess what? We all benefit from that. So today, I'm going to tell you 5 things to look for when you're looking for the best shoes for walking for seniors. I'm Marysue, founder of the Trusty Shoe Guides, and I have spent decades in the shoe industry studying and understanding shoes. My first job in the shoe industry was in production, so I learned about that. And then there was product management, merchandising. I even own my own online shoe store. Now I'm in a position where I'm sharing that knowledge with other people. Every week I'm here sharing a little bit of that knowledge with you. So if you're new, welcome to my channel. And if you aren't new, thanks for tuning in again. You probably noticed this video is a different style. I'm trying something different. So definitely tell me, in the comments whether you like this one or not so much. One of the reasons I do this is because one of my favorite things to do is walking with my girlfriends. I mean, walking on a weekend, maybe spending an hour in Golden Gate Park like I'm here today, or maybe the Presidio in San Francisco, or maybe walking in the beach is something I truly treasure. And as I age, I always want to be able to do that. And let's face it, there's a lot of things that we have to stop doing when we age, but we don't want to stop walking because walking has so many benefits. We all know the physical benefits of walking. We've heard that for years, but there's also the emotional side. And what we're learning now is that these social connections as we age are as important as the physical part. And I don't want to lose that. And one of the best things that I can share with you, because I'm sure you don't want to lose that either, is wearing the right shoes. Okay, number 1, it's heel support and arch support. And let me tell you what I mean about this. This area right here is super important. It needs to be firm, otherwise your foot is gonna go to the side this way or that way. And we call that overpronation or oversupination, and you can kind of see that if your shoes wear to one side or the other. You don't want that, because when that happens, your whole body is misaligned, and you need to have a firm heel. Number 2 is the arch support. This thing is critical. Now, your shoe has an arch, and we need to have something supporting it. For me, when I first started working, there was no such thing as an ergonomic office chair. You might remember something like this. It was very painful to sit in those wooden chairs. But nowadays, everything is ergonomic. Well, it's the same thing with footwear. So if you don't have something to support your arch, you are not giving yourself a leg up. It's going to lead to foot pain and misalignment. The perfect combination is if you have good arch support, good heel support, good posture, it'll keep you aligned. Okay, number 2 is a wide toe box. And I don't mean wide everywhere. I mean wide right in this area right here. And shoes are made with wide toe boxes these days if you know what to look for. Now, I don't want you to go out and get a wide shoe because that means the shoe is wide everywhere. We only want it wide in the toe box. And the reason for this is that your toes need room to splay. A lot of fashion shoes these days, well, actually over the last many decades, are tight in this area. And this is not good for comfort and walking. You need to let them splay freely. This also helps with circulation issues. If your feet swell, it gives you a little wiggle room. All these things are really critical when you're looking for a comfortable walking shoe for seniors. Let's talk about cushioning. I love cushioning, and it's a requirement of the shoe, but it has to be balanced properly. There are shoes on the market that are like foam bricks, or you feel like you're stepping into a marshmallow. But with all that cushioning, it gives you a little bit of wiggly wobbly sensation. And we don't want that. What we need for seniors, I like to put seniors in stability shoes. And stability shoes prioritize stability. So you're going to have a firm heel cup, a firm arch support, and then you're going to have an appropriate amount of cushioning. We're not going to overdo the cushioning. You're going to have a nice balance. We call that a stability shoe. I'll link to some of my favorites below so you can check them out. Let's talk about breathability. There have been so many advances in materials in the last decade. Now take a look at this shoe here. It's made of a mesh material, and see all the air holes in it? And actually look at even the suede here. The suede has air holes in it. I mean, this shoe allows sweat to escape. Now, there have been many advancements in materials. You might have heard of moisture wicking in apparel, but that same concept is valid for footwear as well. You want moisture to escape. Otherwise, you're going to have really stinky feet and smelly shoes. Do you remember the days when your shoes used to stink really bad? You know why that was? That was because a lot of shoes back then were made of synthetic materials. They're all man-made materials, and it was like a sweat chamber for your feet. Well, that doesn't happen anymore if you choose the right shoes. Okay, tread. Tread is important. Think of a balding tire. Well, the same thing happens with shoes. You need to have the traction on the bottom, and there's been a lot of advancements on tread in the last few years. You see, you have highs and lows, you have indentations, and you even have two different materials. This material is super, super durable. It's not going to wear out like old shoes used to. Yeah, this is my shoe. It's a Kuru shoe. But there's a lot of good ones out there that I'll link to. But tread is important. And, pick up your shoes, look at the bottom. If there is no tread, it's time to retire them. So there you have it. Those are my 5 reasons. Let's recap. How to choose good walking shoes for seniors. Number 1, it needs to have a good heel cup and a good arch support. Number 2, it needs to have a generous toe box for that crucial wiggle room of your toes. Number 3, it needs to have good cushioning, but the right amount. And number 4, it needs to be breathable. And number 5, it needs to have good tread. But one more thing I'm going to leave you with. I would suggest you get your foot measured so you know what your shoe size is. You might find this interesting or even surprising, but did you know that 70% of people are wearing the wrong shoe size? It sounds crazy, but it is true. So get your foot measured. You can go to a local running shoe store. They'll have a Brannick device, or even a department store with a good shoe department. They will have one in back if you ask. And get your foot measured so you not only know your length, but you also know your width. Your foot can change over as you age. That's actually happened to me. But another thing that could happen, you might not even know your true size. There are so many people out there that their foot is wide or narrow and they don't know it. And they've been ordering the wrong shoe size for many, many years. So get your foot measured. You will definitely thank me for that. Thank you, friends. Have a good one.